Have you ever wondered, should you check your blood pressure before or after exercising? It may seem like a small question, but it's one that leaves many people confused, especially when their numbers spike right after a morning walk. Today, we'll hear the everyday, yet deeply important story of Walter, a 68-year-old man, to understand how the timing of your blood pressure check can affect both your health and your peace of mind.
My name is Walter, and I'm 68 years old. Ever since I retired, I've been trying to stay healthy by taking a morning walk around the neighborhood, just about 30 minutes, nothing too intense. My doctor said regular exercise can help manage blood pressure, so I've been sticking with it every day, rain or shine. But last week, something happened that really confused me. That morning, after I finished my walk and got home, I decided to check my blood pressure out of curiosity. And goodness, the monitor read 148/90. I was genuinely alarmed. The thing is, I felt perfectly fine, no headache, no dizziness, nothing at all. I'm not sure if I overexerted myself, or maybe I just picked the wrong time to take the reading. So the next day, I tried checking my blood pressure before my walk, and the numbers were much lower, totally normal. Then my wife said, maybe your blood pressure changes during exercise, so taking it after a workout isn't accurate. But I'm still worried. I mean, if checking at the wrong time makes me think something's seriously wrong, isn't that just scaring myself for no reason? What I really want to know is, should I be checking my blood pressure before or after I exercise? If the numbers go up after a workout, does that mean something's wrong, or is it just a normal response from the body? I know at my age, I can't afford to take my health lightly. That's why I'm hoping a doctor or expert can explain it clearly. Because, to be honest, I'm scared that I might have a heart problem and just not realize it, and by the time I do, it might be too late.
Hello, Mr. Walter, and thank you for such a practical question, one that I'm sure many older adults are wondering about, just like you. First of all, let me reassure you, it's completely normal for blood pressure to change after exercise. In fact, this is a very natural response from the body when we're physically active. Blood pressure is flexible. It doesn't stay the same all day. Blood pressure isn't like a wall clock that just sits still. It actually shifts constantly, depending on what your body's going through. At rest, your blood pressure is usually steady and on the lower side. With light activity, your heart pumps harder to supply your muscles. Blood pressure rises temporarily. When you're stressed, sleep-deprived, have coffee, or feel emotional, your blood pressure can also go up. So, when you check your blood pressure right after exercising and see that it's a bit higher than usual, that's not unusual at all. Your body needs more oxygen during exercise, so your heart and blood vessels have to work harder. When you start walking, all your muscles, especially in your legs, begin to demand more oxygen-rich blood to function well. Your heart naturally speeds up to pump more blood. Your blood vessels expand and adjust to manage the increased flow. And this whole process causes your blood pressure to rise in a healthy, natural way, what we call a normal physiological response. What really matters isn't that your blood pressure goes up, but how high it goes and how long it takes to come back down. If your blood pressure rises moderately and then drops back down within 20-30 minutes of rest, that's perfectly okay. But if it spikes too high, say over 180/100, and you also feel symptoms like a headache, dizziness, or shortness of breath, then it's worth getting checked out. It might mean you push too hard, or there's an underlying condition that needs attention. Let me put it this way, Mr. Walter. Exercising is like biking uphill. It takes more effort, so the pump, your heart, has to work harder. That raises the pressure inside the pipes, your blood vessels, but once you rest, everything should settle back down. So if you notice your blood pressure is higher right after a walk, don't panic. What really matters is, do you feel tired? Any unusual symptoms? And does the number go back to normal after a bit of rest? Mr. Walter, you're absolutely right to ask this question because the way we measure blood pressure can have a big impact on how we understand and manage our health. Checking right after exercise can cause unnecessary worry. Right after physical activity, your heart is still pumping faster and your blood vessels are still widened. Your body hasn't fully returned to a resting state yet. So if you check your blood pressure at that moment, it's totally expected for the numbers to be higher than usual. But many folks just like you, Mr. Walter, see that spike and spend the whole day worrying, thinking they've had a high blood pressure episode. Some even stop exercising altogether because they're afraid every time I work out, my pressure goes up. This leads to a common misunderstanding. Exercise doesn't cause long-term high blood pressure. The rise is only temporary, and when done properly, regular exercise actually helps lower your blood pressure over time. Consequences of misunderstanding, from worry to giving up exercise. Some people, after seeing their blood pressure go up right after exercise, might reduce their exercise intensity or stop exercising altogether, which is unfortunate because gentle physical activity is one of the best medicines for people with high blood pressure. Use medication improperly, like increasing doses because they think their blood pressure is abnormally high. Even develop ongoing anxiety, which can affect their sleep, mood, and actual blood pressure. Many studies show that it's actually the fear of high blood pressure that causes blood pressure to go up. In other words, we get stressed because we misunderstand what our body is doing. Measuring at the wrong time can also distort your health tracking. For example, if your doctor asks you to keep a daily blood pressure log, but every time you take a reading it's right after exercising, then that data won't be accurate anymore. From that, your doctor might misjudge how well your blood pressure is controlled. Adjust your medication unnecessarily. Recommend rest instead of exercise when actually the opposite would be better. It's like taking a photo of a moving car and thinking it's shaking. Your doctor can't really tell if there's a real problem if the picture is blurred by motion. The fear of high blood pressure after exercise can make older adults avoid the very best thing for them: regular physical activity. I've met countless seniors who've quit exercising just because of one blood pressure reading taken right after a workout. And that's really unfortunate because those gentle steps are actually the key to keeping blood pressure more stable every day. So let me emphasize this again. Measuring at the wrong time leads to misunderstanding your blood pressure, and that can cause us to take the wrong actions. And at our age, that's definitely something we want to avoid. Now that we know blood pressure can change due to physical activity, choosing the right time to measure it is very important. It helps you track your health more accurately and avoid unnecessary misunderstandings. The best time to measure blood pressure is when your body is at rest, both physically and mentally. I'd like to suggest 2 ideal times for you and everyone watching this video to check blood pressure as accurately as possible. 1. In the morning, about 30 minutes after waking up, before breakfast, and before taking any medication. At this time, your body is still at rest and hasn't been affected by food, medicine, or activity. This is the perfect moment to measure your baseline blood pressure, which helps your doctor assess your overall control. A small tip: avoid measuring right when you wake up while still lying in bed. Sit up, rest for a few minutes, then take your reading. 2. In the afternoon before dinner time, or at least 30 minutes after resting. If you want to take a second reading during the day, late afternoon is a good time. But make sure to avoid measuring right after exercise. Avoid measuring when you're tired, upset, or just finished eating. If you want to measure after exercising, wait at least 30 minutes for your body to fully recover. Mr. Walter, if you still want to see how your blood pressure changes after your walk, I fully support that. But don't check it right after you step inside the house, drink some water, sit and relax for about 30 minutes. Then take the reading. That way, the results will better reflect how well your body has recovered after activity. It's a good idea to record your readings, but don't just write down the numbers. Note the circumstances too. For example, 127.82 this morning before walking, feeling comfortable. 145.90 after walking, measured while still a bit breathless. This helps your doctor see the full picture, rather than just the numbers. Many doctors have told me a blood pressure log with proper context is more valuable than the newest digital monitor. Here's a quick summary of 3 easy-to-remember rules for measuring blood pressure. Avoid measuring right after exercise, a big meal, or during stress. Sit quietly and rest for at least 5 minutes before taking a reading. Measure at the same time every day, sitting comfortably. To put it humorously, measuring blood pressure is like taking a passport photo. You need a little prep and calm so you get the truest picture of your health. Mr. Walter and everyone watching this video, I'm really glad that today we've been able to untangle a question that may seem small, but actually has a big impact on the mindset and daily habits of older adults. In summary, here are 3 important things to remember. Blood pressure going up after exercise is normal. It's how your body responds to the increased demand for oxygen and blood flow during activity. Measuring blood pressure at the wrong time, like right after exercise, can easily lead to misunderstandings. Misunderstanding leads to worry, quitting exercise, avoiding activity. And that's what really harms your health. You should measure your blood pressure when your body is at rest before exercise, or at least 30 minutes after finishing. That's the only way to see the true picture of your blood pressure. Easy advice to follow. Starting tomorrow, try these 2 things. Before your morning walk, sit and rest for 5 minutes. Then take your blood pressure. After your walk, drink a sip of water. Relax. Read the paper for about 30 minutes, then take another reading. Write down both numbers in a small notebook so your doctor can easily see the changes. Trust me, after a week, you won't just see the numbers change, but you'll also feel more at ease and understand your body better. And that's the best thing at this age. Health isn't about what the machine shows, it's about how you care for yourself every day. And measuring at the right time, understanding what it means, that's the first step. Thank you, Mr. Walter, and thank you to everyone for watching all the way to the end of today's video. If you've ever wondered, is it better to check blood pressure before or after exercise? Then congratulations, you're definitely not alone. Maybe today Mr. Walter's story is also your story, or the story of your spouse or your parents. And if you've had similar questions about when to measure blood pressure, the benefits of exercise, or simply how to understand your body better at this age, please feel free to share your thoughts with us in the comments below. We read every single comment, and sometimes our replies come faster than the speed it takes to tie your sneakers on a morning walk. Light chuckle. If you found today's video helpful, please don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. Every week, we bring you gentle, easy-to-understand videos, yet deep enough to help you take care of your heart, memory, and overall quality of life. Thank you for taking the time to listen, and we wish you a morning full of energy and a steady heartbeat, whether before or after your walk.